Good afternoon, students. I am GVR Lakshman Rao, lecturer in mining engineering, Code Polytechnic, Bellampalli. In continuation to the previous class, what we discussed in the previous class is permitted explosives and its classification, precautions to be taken while handling the permitted explosives. After completion of this topic, you are able to know what is permitted explosive and what are the precautions to be taken while handling the permitted explosives, and what are the specifications given by the DGMS. In the previous class, before going into the present class, I would like to recap once what we discussed in the previous class. There are 5 types. Permitted explosive is one which is subjected to stringent tests by CMRS. After seeing the results, they will give the permission for usage of permitted explosives. As you know, I said in the previous class also, every underground coal mine in India comes under gassy mine classification. Gassy mine. In every underground gassy mine, it is very much necessary to use permitted explosives only. There are 5 types of permitted explosives are there. One is P1, P2, P3, P4, P5. 3 types of tests are conducted: coal dust test and gas test and flame duration test. In these 5 types of explosives are sheathed, unsheathed, equivalent sheathed, ultra safe, and unsheathed explosives. P1 type explosives: sheathed, unsheathed, equivalent sheathed, ultra safe explosives. The following are the precautions to be taken while using the permitted explosives. The first one is coal must be undercut or overcut or side cut, otherwise you must take permission from the DGMS to do the solid blasting. Solid blasting is nothing but blasting will be conducted without giving any cut to the coal face, either undercut, overcut or side cut. Then the blasting will be called as solid blasting. Only permitted explosives are used in solid blasting. The length of the shot hole must be at least 15 centimeters less than the cut of the depth of the cut. Okay, I explained in the last class. No detonator other than copper detonator is used in underground coal mines, because there may be a chances of catching the fire of aluminum particles of the detonator. That's why only copper detonators are used. If more than one charge is to be fired, if more than number of shots are more, or it is nothing but number of holes are more, then the entire charge in the coal phase will be blasted simultaneously. Simultaneous, the meaning of simultaneous is here is different. Simultaneous means at a time without any delay, along with the first hole, last hole also blasted. The average charge for any shot fired shall not exceed such permissible quantity. Certain permissions are given how much weight of the explosive should be used. Here various types of charges permissible. The types of charges permissible by DCMS are given below. That is, sheathed and unsheathed explosives, it is 795 grams. For equivalent sheathed explosives, it is 1020 grams. For low density explosives, it is 510 grams. In case of unsheathed explosives, NaCl is incorporated as cooling agent with the main explosive compound in unsheathed explosives. NaCl will be incorporated as cooling agent in unsheathed explosives, whereas in case of sheathed explosives, these explosive catalysts are surrounded lengthwise by a sheet of sodium bicarbonate. The thickness of the sheet is 3 mm. The sodium bicarbonate is in powder form and held in position by a paper wrapper. The sodium bicarbonate in sheathed explosives used along the explosive along with the wrapper. Its thickness is 3 mm. The wrapper thickness is 3 mm. See, this sodium bicarbonate wrapper will act as a blanket. This sodium bicarbonate converts into CO2 and water. The CO2, it acts like a blanket of the flame. So CO2 will not assist the firing of anything, and the water present in the sodium bicarbonate vapor, it absorbs some amount of temperature. So the temperature present in the flame is unable to ignite the surrounding atmosphere gases. Okay, this is the reason behind the coating of sodium bicarbonate to the sheathed explosives. It has different advantages and disadvantages. They reduce the danger of ignition, of fire damp, and also due to over and undercharged blown out shots. Blown out shot is one which explodes after coming out of the hole. It reduces sheathed explosives or reduces the formation of noxious gases, the production of noxious gases. Noxious gases are very very dangerous. Noxious gases are nothing but compounds of nitrogen, NO2, N2O2, NO3, N2O5, like that. Those gases are the main problem with the inhalation of noxious gases is due to the presence of noxious gases, the amount of percentage of oxygen will be decreased. So the main indication of presence of noxious gases can be identified by the physiological property of human beings is headache. If the area is having noxious gases, the persons who are working in the particular area will get headache. That is the main identification of physiological effect. And the disadvantages of sheathed explosives: a large diameter of shot hole is required to accommodate the sheath. Actually, yesterday we completed up to this topic, advantages of sheathed explosives. Today I would like to complete the remaining part of advantages and disadvantages of permitted explosives. The disadvantages of sheathed explosives: a larger dia of shot hole is required to accommodate the sheath. This leads to large dia drilling equipment. In sheath type of explosives, the explosive is wrapped in the sheet. The sheet thickness is already I explained in the advantages. The wrapper's thickness is 3 mm. Every hole drilled with a drill bit. Drill bit is attached to the drill rod. The diameter of the drill rod varies depending upon our requirement. Generally, the wrapper thickness to insert the cartridge of explosive into the drill hole, the thickness of the wrapper must be calculated. So, because it is having the cover of sodium bicarbonate, the wrapper thickness, after calculating the wrapper thickness, 3 mm one side and another side 3 mm. So the diameter of the hole should be increased to 6 mm. Are you catching my point? The diameter of the hole should be increased 6 mm. So to drill the more diameter holes, you need to have different equipment. The diameter of the drill rod must be more. To insert the cartridge, the diameter of the hole must be slightly more than the diameter of the diameter of the cartridge, otherwise it will not insert. If the diameter of the hole is not enough, if you penetrate the cartridge, what happens is, if the pressure is more, the explosion of cartridge of explosive takes place. For this reason, a slightly more diameter hole should be formed, should be drilled. Okay, so the entire equipment for drilling should be changed. This costs more. Okay, this is one of the disadvantage. There are chances of sheathing material get removed during insertion of the cartridge into the hole. The cartridge is formed by wrapping the explosive in the wrapper. I will show. This is the cartridge. This is the cartridge of explosive. This is the cartridge of an explosive. Okay. If the cartridge is inserted in the slightly the diameter of the hole is not enough, if it is inserted into the hole, what happens is, the damage of wrapper takes place. Due to the damage, there may be a chances of removal of sheath. So damage of cartridges of explosives takes place. The next one is, cost of manufacturing may be increased. Cost of manufacturing may be increased because of the sheath wrapping, and more diameter holes are required. All this increases the cost of explosives. The next one is P3 explosives, equivalent sheathed explosives. In this explosive, an inert material is incorporated directly and uniformly throughout the explosive composition. To reduce the sensitization of explosive, to reduce the sensitivity of an explosive, an inert material is incorporated directly and uniformly throughout the cartridge, throughout the explosive composition. If the material present in the, we discussed in the previous chapters, the composition of an explosive is a combustible material, an oxidizer, a cooling agent, a stabilizer, a sensitizer. All these are required. Generally, a combustible material is wood or jute, like that. If some amount of inert material is mixed in the combustible material, what happens is the sensitivity or the rate of explosion, if the inert material is incorporated in an explosive, it will not fire easily or fastly. To avoid this, some of the inert material is incorporated throughout the explosive uniformly. If it is not uniformly, what happens? In certain place, only inert material is there. Suppose, what happens? The explosion will come up to the inert material, then it will not pass through the other material. To avoid this, they use inert material uniformly. They will mix the inert material uniformly. Therefore, the products of explosive make the explosive as safe as sheathed explosive. They are safer than sheathed explosives. Equivalent sheathed explosives are because of mixing of inert material in explosive, it will get it lost its sensitivity, so it is very easy to handle. These are as safe as sheathed explosives. Even in some cases, it is safer than sheathed explosives also. The inert material used may be mixture of sodium chloride or ammonium nitrate or sodium nitrate and ammonium chloride. The permissible charge is 10-20 grams, 10-20 milligrams per whole. 10-20 milligrams is not correct, grams. 10-20 grams per whole. Generally, the inert material which is used to mix the explosive is sodium chloride and ammonium nitrate or sodium nitrate and ammonium chloride. The permissible charge per whole is 10-20 grams, not milligrams, it is 10-20 grams. The explosives, the examples of these explosives are Unigel, Pentagel, Denspex. These are the different trade names will be there in most of Singareni collieries. IDEAL explosives are used, or ideal explosives, premier explosives are using. Gulf Oil Corporation is also one of the major producer of explosives. Permitted explosives of Gulf Oil Corporation is Prem 3. We are not seeing any letters on it. Examples of equivalent sheathed explosives: gelatinized nitroglycerin equivalent sheathed explosives. These contain 40% nitroglycerin, gelatinized with nitrocotton, some ammonium nitrate, cooling agent NaCl, wood meal, small percentage of other inner ingredients, Unizel, Pentazole and Denispex. In equivalent sheathed examples for equivalent sheathed explosives are these are gelatinized by nitroglycerin. These contain nitroglycerin already in properties. We discussed about nitroglycerin. Nitroglycerin will come. Sulfuric acid reacts with the fats, then the nitroglycerin will come. This nitroglycerin is a good explosive. When it is gelatinized, some of the water, the absorbing of water will not take place. Here, the material used in equivalent sheathed explosives contain 40% of nitroglycerin gelatinized with nitrocotton or jute or wood meal, whatever it may be, and ammonium nitrate. Some ammonium nitrate as cooling agent, some ammonium nitrate, cooling agent NaCl, wood meal, small percentage of inner ingredients, especially Unizel, Pentazole and Denispex. These are the examples for equivalent sheathed explosives. Powdery nitroglycerin equivalent sheathed explosives, whereas that is gelatinized. Here, if you take powdery nitroglycerin equivalent sheathed explosives, 80% of Ng with or without nitrocotton, 25 to 50% of ammonium nitrate, sodium chloride and other ingredients. As examples are Unizex, Unifox, Label, Unired, toluene number 1 and trinite number 1. These are the examples of powdery nitroglycerin explosives, equivalent sheathed explosives. The major difference between gelatinized and powdery explosives are, in gelatinized explosive 40% of Ng will be there. Here, in case of powdery nitroglycerin explosives, 80% of Ng will be there. 80%. 25 to 50% ammonium nitrate, sodium chloride and other ingredients. Examples are Unizex, Unifox, Label, Unired, toluene number 1 and trinite number 1. These are the equivalent sheathed explosives. In ultra safe explosives, this is the P4 type of explosives. These are also called ultra safe explosives. Ultra safe explosives. Ultra safe explosives are P4 explosives. These have higher factor of safety than normal equivalent sheathed explosives. Before going into this point, it is better to know what is factor of safety. Generally, the factor of safety for cage fittings or rope which is used to hang the cage or lift the cage is 1:10. Here, the factor of safety means the possibility of becoming damaged. If it is less, then we call the factor of safety is more. The probability of explosion of explosive is, if it is less, the factor of safety will be, we call it as the factor of safety will be more. In case of ultra safe explosives or P4 type explosives, these have higher factor of safety than normal equivalent sheathed explosives. When compared with these two explosives, the possibility of explosion by accidental is less in ultra safe explosives. By name itself, it indicates that it is an ultra safe explosive. The safety aspect of this explosive is very, very high when compared with the normal sheathed explosives. These are of low power, low density and low velocity of detonation. The power arrived after explosion of these explosives, when compared with all other explosives, somewhat it is low. The density of explosive is also low. The density means mass per unit volume. In the unit volume of explosive, the mass present in the unit volume is less. So then we call it as then the material is having less density. We call it as low density explosives. At the same time, these ultra safe explosives are having low velocity of detonation. The velocity of detonation or VOD is less. It means the rate of shock wave passes through the column of explosive is somewhat less than other explosives. VOD means the rate at which the shock wave passes through the column of explosive is called VOD, velocity of detonation. Generally, in high explosives, it varies from 2000 to 4500. Even for in boosters, it is 5000 meters per second. When compared with all other explosives, the velocity of detonation is somewhat less in ultra safe explosives. A high percentage of very finely ground sodium chloride and nitro chalk are added to the composition of these explosives. A high percentage of very finely ground sodium chloride and nitro chalk are added to the composition of these explosives. Generally, the sodium chloride is nothing but the normal salt which is used in our food is called sodium chloride. It will be grinded finely and nitro chalk is also added to the composition of explosives. The example for are Nobel number 35 used in delay firing or ripping, etc. Because of its low power and low density explosives, these are not used for great works or heavy works. These are used for small works, means like ripping or chipping of the area. These can be used for those purposes only. The another one explosive is the fifth type of explosives are P5 explosives or off the solid blasting explosives. Off the solid blasting explosives. Of the solid blasting explosives. These explosives are safe in the event of blown out shots when the shot is cut off by preceding shot. These are also called the type of explosives which is used for off the solid blasting is P5 type. The example for it is Soligex. These are very safe. These are used for solid blasting. Already we discussed what is solid blasting in the previous class. Solid blasting is conducting of blasting in the face without giving any cut, either undercut or side cut or overcut, whatever be the cutting, without giving cut. So in nowadays in board and pillar method of mining, coal mining, everywhere solid blasting is being conducted. Solid blasting is being conducted. For this reason, a Soligex is used everywhere. The major the major advantage of this P5 explosives is whenever a blown out shot takes place, whenever a blown out shot takes place, though there is no problem. A blown out shot is one, the explosive will not blast in the hole, and it will come out of the hole and then blast. Or the blasting is nothing but conversion of solid explosive into gases instantaneously after applying shock or heat or temperature to it or pressure, whatever it may be. If the stemming material is not strong enough, or if the stemming material is strong enough, the gas produced by the explosion of explosive will create the pressure. The gases produced in the explosion wants to come out of the hole. If it cannot find any route to come out, it tries to break the rock surrounding it. If the breaking strength of the rock present in the surrounding of explosive is less than the pressure created by the explosive, then the breakage of rock takes place. If the stemming material is not strong enough, whenever the gases produced during explosion of explosive creates pressure, the stemming material will come out through the hole. The explosive shot or the explosive will come out of the hole and blast. That is called blown out shot. That is called blown out shot. A blown out shot cannot do the required work. It cannot break the rock present surrounding to the hole. Though the explosive will come out and blast, it will not ignite the CH4 present surrounding to the hole. That is the advantage of the solid blasting explosives. The another advantage for solid blasting explosive is, if the face is drilled 3 or 4 or 9, 7, 8, 9 holes, and if it is charged, to provide solid blasting explosive means conduction of explosive blasting without giving any cut or free face. For providing the free face, the holes used delay detonators. These detonators having a milliseconds of delay. The short delay explosive will blast, the short delay detonator will blast first, then the long delay detonator will blast. The difference of time is very low. The blasting difference, the time delay between two holes are very less. If the short delay hole is blasted earlier, the breakage of rock surrounding to the first hole takes place. If it is extended to the next charged hole, some of the explosive cutting may take place. These are called cutoffs. Even in case of cutoff happen, there will not be any problem in P5 type of explosives or solid explosives or of the solid blasting explosives. Of the solid blasting explosives. Permitted explosives used in coal mines are polar ajax, hard coal and ripping purposes, hydrobel for use in water, pulsed infusion, short firing, polar Viking for hard coal blasting. Different permitted explosives usage in degree of various mines is Ajax G P1 degree 1 gassy mines, making G P1 degree 1 gaseous mines. C3 explosives P2, these are not manufactured in India and used in India. Unisax G P3 for all gaseous mines. Alpha X P1 degree gaseous mines. Alpha X belongs to P1 type of explosives, degree 1 gaseous mines it is used. Permijex P3 type for all gaseous mines. Soligex P5 type, all gases solid blasting. Solimax P5 degree 1 gaseous mines and solid blasting, using for long hole blasting and blasting gallery method. These explosives are used in today. The composition of permitted explosives and the various explosives used in the main summary of today class is some of the precautions, composition of permitted explosives used in coal mines. I hope you understand well regarding various explosives used in mines or permitted explosives used in mines. Generally the explosives are like this. Okay, thank you.